Saved by Cake, I can't believe it's a book because it wasn't intended to be a book. There was no kind of planning behind it at all. I just wasn't very well in my head. In February 2009, my lovely friend Helen Donegan, now Cosgrave, was visiting, and it was her birthday coming up, and suddenly I got kind of a primal urge to bake for her. And I had nothing, like I didn't have flour and I had no knowledge, and I'd no tins. And she said, well, you'll need a tin. So I went out and I bought all the stuff, and I started reading recipe books and, you know, going online and trying things out and experimenting, and it was really helpful. You know, baking is not a cure for anything, but it passes the time, and it's very, I enjoyed it. You know, I liked feeding people, and I liked making things beautiful. I liked making things look beautiful, and I don't really know how the idea of actually making it a book came about, but it did, and I actually thought it would be a really nice way of raising money for charity. So, like, all my Irish royalties are going to the St. Vincent de Paul, and actually it was a toss-up between St. Vincent de Paul or one of the charities that deal with depression and suicide. Despite all of that, it's a really cheery book, and it looks beautiful. It's really colourful, and most of the recipes are fairly simple. Some of them aren't, because at times I needed something really complicated to focus on because I just couldn't bear being in my own head. But I hope I've you know, laid them out in a kind of an understandable way. And lots of them, lots of the recipes are from people I know and love, like himself gave me one, my mother gave me one, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law, my brother-in-law, my brother's wife's mother. So what would she be? My mother-in-law, something like that. So, you know, it's very personal, and I hope, and I made so many mistakes, and so I've gone through all the mistakes so that you don't have to. But I really hope you have fun with it, and I really hope it helps. I hope it brightens your day in some way, because you know, it brightened mine when I didn't think days could ever be bright again.